There's a new report out from the Office of Management and Budget, and what they did is figured out just how much the government shutdown cost the economy. Would you like to just, take a guess before I bring it up, if you're listening on the radio now? If I put this on YouTube, it's probably already in the title, so you would already know the answer. $6 billion. The Ted Cruz Tea Party-led government shutdown cost the economy $6 billion. And in the report, they go ahead and outline it. I don't want to go through all the details because we've been over these details when the shutdown was going on and right when it ended. I went through some specific numbers with you guys. But they basically list off, okay, this is how much was lost off of GDP growth. This is how much is lost in economic output from federal contractors that are never going to get their back pay. This is how many millions is lost in revenue from the national parks and people not going there. This is how much is lost in this category, in that category, et cetera, right? So, look, here's my main takeaway from the report. Here's my conclusion. Nobody on the right is allowed to say anymore. If you were in favor of this government shutdown, and, I mean, to be honest here, I think the only person who was against it on the right was probably John McCain. Maybe there was one or two others, Lindsey Graham at one point, but he might have been for it at another point. So very few and far between on the Republican side were actually, really against it. Some of them got dragged along and said, fuck it, I guess we got to do it because we're already in this mess, right? But the people who were really vocal and really against it, hardly any, right? So the Republicans are no longer allowed to say, we are the party of fiscal responsibility. Look, you're allowed to be in favor of a government shutdown and have that shutdown cost $6 billion to the economy. But it is a contradiction to say, I am in favor of that, but I am also fiscally responsible. Because you're not fiscally responsible if you do that. You are the opposite of fiscally responsible. You are fiscally irresponsible if you do that. I'm just going by simple definitions here. If you want to take $6 billion and flush it down the toilet, if you want to fish fry it, if you want to throw it in a bonfire and turn the heat up, if you want to pour some fuel or another accelerant on it and throw a match at it, you cannot say, I care about the deficit, I care about the debt, I care about the economy. You just can't, because it's obviously and demonstrably not true. Look, your goal for the shutdown was, we want to repeal Obamacare. Now, that was impossible. Okay, anybody who knows the way government functions knows that that's the case. Because, of course, the law passed in 2009. When it was a bill, you can debate it and say, I want to change this or that, or I want to not pass it, right? But after it passes, that's it. The debate's over. We had the debate, and it went on for a really long time. The Democrats caved from single payer to public option all the way to individual mandate, right? They gave so much ground. And then when it becomes law, now the Republicans are like, let's re-debate the funding. Okay, that you don't do that. Imagine the Democrats did that with the Iraq War. Yeah, I know we voted for the funding for the, I know we voted to continue the Iraq War, but now that it's time to actually fund it, let's re-debate the funding. No, the funding was part of the bill that you already passed. So you can be in favor of, let's repeal it, let's do this, let's do that, but you can't at the same time say I'm fiscally responsible because it cost $6 billion to do what you tried to do. Now, I mean, the total facts and the total picture says that the Republican Party, for a much longer time than just now, couldn't call themselves fiscally responsible. Because what happened under Reagan? Record debt, record deficit. What happened under George H.W. Bush? Record debt, record deficit. What happened under George W. Bush? Record debt, record deficit. In fact, the only president to balance the budget from Reagan and onward, so since the 1980s and onward, Bill Clinton, Democrat. He left us with annual surplus. So the fact that these guys can still go out there in their talking points and repeat it ad nauseum, ad infinitum, and say, no, we are the party of fiscal responsibility. If you don't want to leave that debt burden on your children, if you want a better economy, we are the party of business, we are the party of fiscal responsibility, vote for us. But that's just not true, man. It's not true.